Hey there, my Transformers. Welcome to our Facebook Live Thursday. And wow, it has been an exciting week. So, for those of you who might not know, the doors to Levin Life Coach Academy training and certification program are open. So, if you are interested in joining us, you can do so at nancylevin.com/yes. And I'm going to pop that right into the comments here in case any of you are wanting to pop on over there. So nancylevin.com/yes is Levin Life Coach Academy. The doors are open and you can book your enrollment call. And if you want to get a little more information, you can also join me for a master class I'm teaching. I taught 2 this week, and the response was so awesome that we decided to add 2 more. So I've got 2 more master classes that you can sign up for. You can simply go to nancylevin.com/masterclass and get the information about that. And I'll be talking about the 3 surprising secrets that every life coach needs to know. So if you have been considering a career shift, I've been sharing on the masterclass that I was reading an article in Forbes, and there is a statistic that 61% of women, especially, are considering a career pivot post-pandemic. So if that's you, if you're considering a career pivot, if you're looking at switching gears in your career, or if you're simply wanting to use coaching skills to enhance your current career, or if you're wanting just to deepen your own personal transformation, please check out my masterclass, nancylevin.com/masterclass. And what we're talking about today really segues right into that, because we're talking about the things that you don't learn in school, that they don't teach you in school. These practical tools that really can help you the most. And in the same way, life coaching tools and skills can support you in anything that you do. So we're talking about things like communication skills, active listening, mindfulness, boundaries, balance, how to give feedback. Tools that are really important when it comes to building relationships and understanding leadership and working to advance your goals. So, the reason people often come to coaching is that they don't have the ability on their own to move through life the way that they want. And part of it is that they don't have the skill set, they don't have the tools to navigate, because we aren't taught these things in school. I mean, really, think about it. The things I learned, biology, chemistry, geometry, algebra, I don't use those things in real life. What I do have a need for in real life is, how do I navigate differences? How do I engage in active listening to have deep connection and honest and open communication? How do I listen without thinking about what I'm going to say next, so that I can actually stay present to what's here and allow what comes next to organically arise? How do I preserve and ensure my space and time by setting healthy boundaries so that I can have the balance that I want in my own life? These are the tools that would have been so much more useful for me to learn growing up. Anytime I can get my hands on someone young in their late teens, early 20s, especially, I'm so excited to coach someone who has not yet fully gone into all the bad habits and all the patterns around people pleasing and peacekeeping and overgiving. I get really excited when we can start fresh and dissolve what is in the field so that we can allow what's true to emerge. And listen, we can do this at any age. It's never too late. I didn't set my first boundary until 2010, 10 years ago. I was well into my 40s when I set my first boundary. So it's never too late. And I always have to think of, and it's perfect that she's coming to my mind in this moment. I always have to think about Louise Hay. Today's actually her birthday. And Louise didn't start Hay House until she was 60 years old. So whenever I get into the mindset of I'm too old for XYZ, I immediately go to thinking about Louise didn't even start Hay House till she was older than I am right now. So I want to share why some of these skills are so critical for you when it comes to strengthening your relationships, building your career, working with others, stepping into leadership, guiding clients, and how you can begin to develop these skills for yourself because school isn't teaching them. So again, if you have not yet registered for my masterclass, I invite you to do so. I'm popping it in here again. Here we go. NancyLevin.com/masterclass. And I've got 2 more times that it's available for you when I really will be diving deeply into many of these skills and tools. And I'm going to give you a taste of what it will feel like to put things into action. Because if you've been with me a while, you know it's all about action. It's all about having the clarity of vision of where you want to go, making the choices and taking the actions to get you there. And you can't do that until you practice locating yourself. So this is a really key component that really we're not taught in school. We are taught to take care of everybody else first. We're taught to make sure that everybody else has what they need. We are rewarded for our people pleasing. We are rewarded for keeping the peace and avoiding conflict. And yet, what that does is it supports us in abandoning ourselves so that we disappear. So I want to really support you in fully embracing and engaging in your life so that you can take center stage and step into your own deep visibility. So especially when it comes to time and space, in the masterclass, the past couple of days, I've been asking the question, what would you give yourself permission to do if you honored your own non-negotiables? What would you give yourself permission to do? What boundary would you set around your non-negotiables? And 95% of people on both of the masterclasses came back with alone time, me time, time for me, space. It was all about time for me time, space. These are the things that we end up giving up because we think that it's not okay to take time for ourselves. We have this idea that selfish is bad or wrong. We have an idea that if we take care of ourselves, it means we're abandoning other people. So I really want to support you in knowing that the better care you take of yourself, the better available you'll be to help others. And it all begins with checking in with yourself first. Checking in with what do I need? What do I think? What do I want? What do I feel? Instead of what do they want? What do they think? What do they need? What do they feel? It all begins with really knowing your own limits, knowing your non-negotiables, and getting clear on what you are not willing to live without. So if that's meditation, if that's journaling, if that's alone time, if that's space, if that's hiking or running or whatever it might, or dancing, whatever it is for you, I really want to support you in beginning to make your own non-negotiables truly non-negotiable, so you set yourself up for living the life that you want to live so that you're not living someone else's life. I know what it feels like to wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and really think, how the hell did I get here? And why the hell have I stayed? And I don't just mean in a marriage. And I don't even just mean in a career. I mean, how the hell have I stayed in an unfulfilling life that doesn't have satisfaction and meaning? And if I hadn't rocked my own foundation, if I hadn't allowed what occurred in the past to be a catalyst to propel me forward into the present, if I hadn't allowed for that, I would still be stuck. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to stay stuck in a life that you're not fully inhabiting. And so when you put into practice these things like boundaries, like communication, open, honest, true communication, introspection, insight, listening, when you mindfulness, when you put these tools into practice, your whole life can change. And I'll even go out on a limb and say, I think one of the other skills that we're not taught in school is how to take care of ourselves first. Really embracing the selfishness. You know, you probably have heard me say selfish, self-love, and self-care are three sisters whose job it is to support us in honoring ourselves. So it's really about how do I connect with what's most important for me and trust that whatever's most important for me is going to serve me the most and serve my relationships the best. If I'm showing up authentically, then I'm engaging in honest, true, real, transparent relationships. If I'm showing up putting on a persona, if I'm showing up bending myself over backwards, if I'm packaging myself to be digestible to you and to who I think you want me to be, I'm doing a disservice to our relationship because I'm not showing up honestly. So to me, boundaries are always about how can I give the people close to me a piece of my puzzle so that they can know me better? How can I give them a page of my operating manual? How can I support us in having a more open and even flow of connection and communication? And it begins with knowing what I need first, putting the attention on me first, and then the attention on other. And this is a big shift that we don't learn. Okay, so again, it's a big week. We got a lot going on here. And I would love, love, love to see you inside the masterclass. And if you already know that Levin Life Coach Academy is a good fit for you, please check out the enrollment page, book a call with one of our enrollment concierges. You all know Rini. She's our community concierge here inside of Transform Together. Rini is taking calls, and so is Kathy. They are both LLCA certified coaches, and they are going to get on with you to support you in making the decision to see how LLCA is right for you. So I encourage you to check it out. Again, join me for the masterclass if you want more info there. But if you already know you're ready to go right to the LLCA page and check it out. All right, my dears, I'll be back with you here again next week.